more seasons with will creatures on worlds where the final fusion takes place between the identity of the creature of time and an individualized portion of the spirit of the local universe manifestation of the third source and center.
Fused adjusters, finalators, those who have become one with the ascending creatures of the super-universes, the eternity partners of the time ascenders of the paradise core of the finality. Thought adjusters that ordinarily become fused with the ascending mortals of time, and with such surviving mortals they are registered in and out of Ascendington. They follow the course of ascendant beings. Upon fusion with the ascending evolutionary soul, it appears that the adjuster translates from the absolute existential level of the universe to the finite experiential level of functional association with an ascending personality.
We become a new being.
But
Us and the adjuster.
But that's not finite. You said finite.
That's what it says
It's
here.
infinite.
It appears, upon fusion with the ascending evolutionary soul, it appears that the adjuster translates from the absolute existential level of the universe to the finite experiential level.
And then it ascends with us through all the Urantia.
Yeah.
All the way up.
Well, actually, it says that once we fuse with an adjuster, we become like a new being.
Well, yeah.
You can no longer distinguish between us and the adjuster. You know, like right now, they're, solitary messengers or stuff are able to say, oop, there's Dave, and there's Dave's adjuster.
Yeah.
But once he fuses,
They're
but
one
no
and the
one can
same.
distinguish anymore between Dave and his adjuster because they are now one being.
It's like a new entity is created. It makes me think
Dave
about the whole
Juster.
synergism of it. Dave.
Dave Juster.
Dave with Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
Right.
But it would make sense that if we all have a spirit in us, and call it the adjuster, call it whatever, that at some point of our natural ascension, yes, we will become one with that.
Yeah.
And to me, it just makes logical sense. And then we're a new being, like you say, And then we go ahead and ascend through the levels, and I think it's cool when I think about how it's going to be so neat to leave these bodies,
Yeah.
and to leave this physical space, and
More soulful.
yeah. Well, our life force, our entity, our spirit, what makes us go. I mean, when you think about life, just life, we have life. What a gift.
Mm-hmm.
And that continues.
Yeah.
And what we're going to get to experience, whoa.
Stood out, so boldly, is that it's a reciprocal relationship.
Ah.
So we think about what we get, but think about what the adjuster gets.
Yeah.
The adjuster gets personality.
Well, he's getting to actually experience through us.
Our existence.
Right.
Right.
And so, it's like it's like your other half. You're hooking up with the other half.
The better half.
Yeah.
So we
Our
assume
true
that the spirit-
soulmate. Just from saying I can't go there, though, it makes me want to go.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
Joy, just
That's your
forget
purpose.
about
I'll probably be trying to sneak to the Bennington,
I look at it like this: in God's creation, there's got to be some secret places where nobody else is allowed, and I'm like, that's fine.
Solitary manager can't go there. Forget it, Joy.
Give it a couple of
He's
trillion
totally
years,
in-
then you'll
yeah.
change your mind.
You'll see, but it is camouflaged with a bush around me.
Too much
Trying
Yeah,
to
right, yeah, I can see Joy
Bennington.
trying to sneak in.
It is human nature to always want what you can't have.
Yeah, wouldn't you
Yeah,
like
but-
to be? Wouldn't
but-
you like to be caught by the Universal Father disguised as a bush on the shore?
Right.
By the time you're at
The
that
burning
point, you're no
bush.
longer-
Yeah, right. Zap.
I told him not to go there.
So I'll keep on going here. The valor and wisdom exhibited by thought adjusters suggests that they have undergone a training of tremendous scope and range. Since they are not personalities, this training must be imparted in the educational institutions of Bennington. The unique personalized adjusters, no doubt, constitute the personnel of the adjuster training schools of Bennington. And we do know that this central and supervising core is presided over by the now personalized adjuster of the first paradise son of the Michael order.
Me believing, even though I don't understand it, that it's the best explanation I run across of what comes after here is the fact that they're willing to say, even though we're so many levels above you and so forth, we don't know much
Everything.
about this section or that section either. You know, it shows you that there are many levels to God, but that perfection is being earned by everybody pretty much, except for the ones that are created perfect. You know, and it's like, I'm happy to hear that somebody admits when they don't know.
Mhm.
That's
And
so-
they do.
that's
A
so
lot
rare.
of these authors do.
Right.
If you think about it, they'll often say, we conjecture
Mhm.
this or that. We don't know for sure, but this is the way we look at it, or this is what we think about it.
Side by side with all this mind-boggling information
Yeah.
that you have.
Right.
Yeah, if a Melchizedek doesn't get it, well, you know, it's kind of like,
How are we?
don't
It's
go
all a
there.
work in progress.
Yeah.
of origin. It is highly probable that such purity of divinity embraces the essence of the potential of all attributes of deity, which can be contained within such a fragment of the absolute essence of the universal presence of the eternal and infinite Paradise Father. The actual source of the adjuster must be infinite, and before fusion with the immortal soul of an evolving mortal, the reality of the adjuster must border on absoluteness. Adjusters are not absolutes in the universal sense, in the deity sense, but they are probably true absolutes within the potentialities of their fragmented nature.
Suggestive of their high and exclusive divine origin and nature. There is a characteristic light, a spirit luminosity, which accompanies this divine presence, and which has become generally associated with thought adjusters. In the universe of Nebadon, this paradise luminosity is widespreadly known as the pilot light. On Uversa, it is called the light of life. On Urantia, this phenomenon has sometimes been referred to as that true light which lights every man who comes into the world.
There we go, Roger. Yeah, the light. You know.
To all beings who have attained the universal Father, the personalized thought adjusters are visible.
Do you really fathom what it means to have an absolute fragment of the absolute and infinite deity, the universal Father, indwelling and fusing with your finite mortal natures? When mortal man fuses with an actual fragment of the existential cause of the total cosmos, no limit can ever be placed upon the destiny of such an unprecedented and unimaginable partnership. In eternity, man will be discovering not only the infinity of the objective deity, but also the unending potentiality of the subjective fragment of this same God. Always will the adjuster be revealing to the mortal personality the wonder of God, and never can this supernal revelation come to an end. For the adjuster is of God, and as God to mortal man.
As far as actually being in direct contact, I can't claim that, but I know that a lot of it there again comes down to that word of faith.
Yeah. But see, that's where it talks about being a first circler. You do have kind of a contact with the you actually do hear the voice,
Yeah.
you know, but
Progressively.
progressively, you
We
know.
haven't gotten there yet.
No, I think we're ways.
Till the entire
Grand universe.
grand universe
So,
achieves light and life, and the supreme being emerges to be contactable by everybody. And
I put it right on the wall, and it says, perfection is our eternal goal, not our origin.
that's for sure.
You know?
right. People said, well, I'm not perfect. Well, duh.
Well, duh.
So,
If you are, what are you talking to me for?
Yeah, it's like,
there's
if you were, you wouldn't be here.
That's right.
incredible. It reminds me of this, I got to share this quote. It was a wonderful lady who was living down in Aurora. And we had a big dinner one day, and she said, at this moment in this conversation after dinner, she said, remember to always be noble, because you come from the stars. But also, remember to be humble, because you're made of dung.
We are the dung of the universe.
Right,
So both those things are a mixture, as it
right,
You know, it's kind of weird to know that you're virtually nothing on one end, but virtually everything on the other.
right.
Well, and Carl Sagan used to love to use the term, we are star stuff.
We are.
I mean, yeah, that's where the life, that's where calcium, all that stuff comes from that makes planets, and then,
Our physical
it's
side.
part of the evolutionary process. So.
Well, that's where the Ash Wednesday thing comes from in the Catholic Church. They put the ashes on your forehead and they say, remember, man, that you are dust and that to dust you shall return, right?
Son of dust.